NASSCOM as well, saying that it is also seeking an urgent meeting of industry representatives with the state authorities to discuss the concerns, because they seem to be disappointed with Karnataka bill that seeks reservations for locals. Yes, Ankit.
Association for all of the IT companies. NASSCOM is very, very significant in Karnataka's terms. So they say NASSCOM statement on this bill. NASSCOM and its members disappointed and expressed deep concern regarding the passage of so-and-so bill. It says the tech sector contributes 25% of the state's GDP, houses a quarter of the country's digital talent, over 11,000 startups and 30% of the total GCC. So this is what it impacts. Now it says restrictions could force companies to relocate as skilled local talent becomes scarce. And then in today's highly competitive landscape, knowledge-led businesses will locate where talent is, as attracting skilled workers is crucial for success. Globally, there is a huge shortage for skilled talent, and Karnataka, despite the large pool, is no exception. For states to become a key technology hub, a dual strategy is key magnet for best talent worldwide, and focused investment in building a strong talent pool within the state through formal and vocational channels. Now it comes to this important part. The technology sector has been crucial to Karnataka's economic and social development, with Bengaluru known globally as India's Silicon Valley. The technology sector contributes almost 25% of the state's GDP and has played a key role in enabling higher growth for the state, higher per capita income than the national average. With over a quarter of India's digital talent, the state houses over 30% of the total GCCs and around 11,000 startups. It is deeply disturbing to see this kind of bill, which will not only hamper the growth of the industry, impact jobs and the global brand of the state. NASSCOM members are seriously concerned about the provisions of this bill and urge the state government to withdraw the bill. The bill's provisions threaten to reverse this progress, drive away companies and stifle startups, especially when more global firms are looking to invest in the state. At the same time, the restrictions could force companies to relocate as local skilled talent becomes scarce. NASSCOM is seeking an urgent meeting for industry representatives with state authorities to discuss the concerns and prevent the state's progress from being derailed. All of the IT companies are part of NASSCOM. All of the IT employees are part of NASSCOM a lot of the time as well. That's why this is so important.
All right, Ankit, thank you for that. We also have Deepak right now. Deepak, NASSCOM has also spoken. It says and calls it deeply disturbing to see that this kind of bill, which not only hamper the growth of the industry, but will also impact jobs and the global brand for the state as far as the IT capital is concerned.
Yes. Now we see, of course, this body, which is an association of various tech industries, top industries in the country, even in Bengaluru, coming and saying that they're expressing disappointment over this, and they are hoping that the state government rethinks and withdraws the bill as well. Now, this is still a draft. There's still a lot of thinking to do. There were, of course, plans now to introduce it in the assembly. Whether they'll actually go ahead and do it. When we heard the Labour Minister, he says that while he's open to suggestions being made by top industrialists, owners of tech companies and giants, but he says that this is something that seems like a fair deal to him, is what he feels. Now, of course, as far as the industries and the IT department also needs to come into picture here. So all of them really need to think whether this is the right way forward, while they're talking about improving the tech situation in Bengaluru, making it much bigger than it already is. Whether this is going to be detrimental, and whether, more importantly, it's a regressive step in that stride, is a big question mark that has now come up with various reactions that we've heard, not just one. As far as politics over it is concerned, we've seen, of course, the BJP for now remain quite mum. Whether now with the top industrialists and, IT companies and associations like NASSCOM coming together and making these sort of statements, whether BJP as well will, jump onto that wagon, is something that remains to be seen.
Right, because NASSCOM had further said that when it comes to today's highly competitive landscape, knowledge-led businesses will locate where talent is attracting skilled workers, which is crucial for success. So merit, not when it comes to locals, is something that it seems to be advocating for.
Well, now, more importantly, we should understand, when you put a 50% or a 75% compulsion on an organization, now, while they're looking out for skilled employees now, at one particular point in time, if they're not able to really get in one particular stream 50% reservation, or people from Karnataka itself, then the operations of that company itself could be hampered. These are some of the concerns that they have. While the Labour Minister, of course, says that the majority of the people working in these IT companies are already from Karnataka, so it should not be a big challenge for them to really accommodate 50%. Now, it's of course a prerogative of these companies as to what they believe and which is a talent that could actually provide them the kind of efficiency that they believe in. And if they believe that 50% or more people can provide that efficiency from Karnataka, they are somebody who of course go ahead and hire it. But putting in a clause which mandates it poses, of course, its own sets of challenges. Now, whether the state will once again reconsider this, have deliberations, this is something that remains to be seen in the next coming days.
Right. So, with wider consultations, of course, if the state government and its ministers saying, Deepak, that they are open for that, it is still a draft and it is likely to be tabled very soon. Are we looking for certain changes with the kind of backlash that the government has been facing over this bill?
Very likely, because we've seen the kind of responses that have come in from various quarters. Right now, there's going to be, of course, some thinking that will be done, brainstorming that will be done, considering even that C&D category aspect that the Chief Minister had tweeted has been deleted. There's definitely room for consideration and deliberation at this point in time, and we could see that happening in the next few days.
All right, Deepak, keep an eye out on the reactions as well coming in, because the government says they are open for wider consultations. However, there has been a lot of backlash, especially when it comes to industrialists that have been voicing their concern over this bill. Let's in the meantime shift focus. We also talk about how the Karnataka ministers have been responding to this raging debate over this new bill. Speaking to Times Now, the state Labour Minister Santosh Lad has said that the government respects the opinion of the corporate bigwigs but doesn't have the state enough skill to provide 50% staff considering the quality of educational institutions, etc. in the state. Let's listen into this conversation.
Right now, the decision that has been, of course, taken by the Karnataka government to introduce this bill, reservation for Kannadigas or localites. Give us a little bit of clarity as to what this bill really envisages.
We are asking around about 70% into the, what they call it as management and non-management. So this is a fair, I think it's a deal for both, and especially the local will get more opportunity. And in the longer run, a lot of traveling has been done. I've gone personally, I've visited people. I don't want to comment, but the reports what I've got, even the lower vertical also, there are not many local people preferred. And they always talk about merit. So I feel Karnataka has got a lot of potential in merit here. The reason is because when you come to education side, we are number one. Might be in engineering or medical or number of colleges, ITI, diploma, might be even the international school here, the private sector. Everything is available here. So I still don't understand why do they feel that there is no merit in Karnataka, number one. So in the management level also, we are giving them the 50% opportunity there, and 50% we are asking them
what
to
give. What are the kind of roles when you talk about management?
They have to come them, see, because it's a very broader. They have to address what is management and what is not management. Whichever they feel it is management, we are asking 50%. Okay. Whichever they feel it is not non-management, we are asking 70%. So it's a fair deal. I don't think so. There is anything wrong by this. The industry will get hampered.
Some corporate, bigwigs have, expressed their apprehensions. Probably not. Some of them, of course, say that it's probably unwarranted. Some of them say that it's good, but they're also saying there are certain caveats that should come in. You have the likes of Mohandas Pai who've commented on it, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, and many others.
No, I respect them because I know they have been always this industry, and they are pioneers here, and they've been one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the state and as well as this country. I respect them. So ultimately, if there are any suggestions, or with this, if they are able to fail, really it's going to hamper their business, we can always look into it. But as of now, this, according to me, with best of my knowledge and wisdom, whatever borrowed wisdom I have got by my experience, I feel this is a fair deal bill. Let's see if they have got any apprehensions, they can always give in writing to us. We'll look into that.
Last question. So now, on one hand, you have the pro-Kannada groups and the localites who will, of course, be elated by this particular move. They'll welcome what the state government is doing. On the other, there are some people who are saying whether this builds unnecessary pressure, whether, IT capital like Bengaluru, whether such rules will, be a regressive one. This is something that's being speculated.
See, you have to speak globally, right? What is Trump speaking about? Why are you not speaking about Trump when Trump says that every citizen has to go out? He said Indians are taking the jobs. So likewise, there's a pressure everywhere, right? My concern is, I always feel there's a lot of potential here.
That is talking about a separate country when Trump is saying. But here we are talking about just one state within the country.
I know. I said what is he talking about? So we are the federal structure. So I'm talking about my state. In my state, why do you feel there is no potential? Why do you feel there is no talent here? If there's any justification to it, why you feel there's no number of colleges are less here? In the whole of country, number of colleges, engineering colleges, medical, ITI, nursing, you name every bit of it, even international schools are here. One of the best international schools are here. Why do you feel there is no talent here?
Okay. So lastly, just for clarity, the Chief Minister's office also had put out a post talking about C and D category and 100% reservation there. If you could throw some more light.
I've given the clarification to them. They'll rectify.
So that's not something that will be a part of this bill.
That's it.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.